Hey and welcome to this new video of learning Java. So in this video we will learn the very basic of Java 8, and we will also go to have some advanced things. So first we need to have an editor to write and type our Java code. So for the editor I will present to you two editor, NetBeans and Eclipse. So you can download the one that you like, or if you already have an editor, just use it. For me in this tutorial I will use NetBeans. So if you will do like me, just go to the website of NetBeans at netbeans.org and click in download. After that you will just continuing or following the normal download of a software. Just here you choose the version. After that just next, and after that finish. When you will install or download your NetBeans, go and open it and it will show like this. In first it will show you the starter page or getting started. After that, to create a new project, just go and click on this icon, or here in file, new project. So after that, go here, choose Java, and here Java application. Next, give your project a name. For example, here you can name it whatever you want, and here in the browse to project location when you want your code or your project to be saved. After that, click on finish and you will find in here process bar, and after that your project will finish and it will look like this. So maybe you know that that Java is a programming oriented language. So basically everything is a class, and the important class, that the one or the class that execute, is this main class. So we will go directly and start our tutorial, and first we will learn about variable in Java. So first of all, if we want to type something in Java, we need to put, for example, if you are familiar with the other language like PHP, for example, if we want to type something, we type it with the echo. Here in Java, if we want to type something, we use system.out.println. So system.out.println. Can use print or println. The difference between them is println, it type, and it it make you, or it's like BR in HTML. So I will show you in an example. For example, here hello, and be careful here because the S in system need to be capital, because Java is very sensitive in this way. And here, for example, Java developer. After that, if I want to see this, I need to click on this run button in here, or just go in here and click in run file. So I will click for the moment on this run button, and output will show in here. If you can't see, for example, this output or your project in here, just go here to Windows and you will find them all. Here is the output and here the project. So as I tell you that system.out.println, it type something, it type what we tell her in here, and it go back to the line. If we're using just println and we run, now here you will see the difference. So basically the difference is, as you see here, it's with print, it doesn't go online, or it doesn't go to the other line and start. And that's what is print. Println is print line. And so basically you may notice it here. If we want to put something, we put it in inside two dots. So make that in mind. So let's start by creating an integer. And to create a variable in Java, first you need to tell her like the type of this variable, even it's boolean, string, integer, double, date, or any any type. But important that you need first to type to tell Java like the type of your variable. So now after that we say the type it's an integer, we need to give it a name. So let's give it, for example, hello. So for the name of the variable, you can't use number and special character. For example, if we use like hello 7, for example, that will not work. Also, if we want to do, for example, hello and some special character like slash or just star in here, it will not work. Like if we want, for example, the variable to name it hello world, we need like to type hello underscore word. Now it's working. Or like hello and start the other word with a capital, like this, hello world and equal. And since it is an integer, so we need to give it an integer. So let's give it, for example, 20. And as like the most of programming language, each line need to end with a semicolon. So now let's see this hello world. So let's type it, and we see to type something in Java we use the system out dot print. Let's use println, and here we will type this hello world. So hello world. Now let's save and run it, and we need to see 20 as an output. That's what we found. That means that what we type in here is correct. So here, if you want to type a character, we don't put the double quotation, because if we put a double quotation in here and we type hello world, like the program or Java will consider this as a string and he will type this hello world. So if we want to tell Java that this is not a string but it's a variable, we don't like type those two quotation. Now if we run again, we will find 20. And here I want just to talk about this thing just very quickly. If we type, for example, like this, and now if we try to run it, now I think you will notice it, we will have an error, because this hello world we set like to Java, this hello world, it's not like a string, it's a variable. But in this line, I think it's line 21st, we don't, or Java don't know what this variable is. And then in the 22nd we tell him that it's equal to 20. So when he will execute, he will came to here to this line, and he will not know what this hello world variable mean, and he will show us or give us an error in here. So before like typing or using a variable name, make sure that you declare it, or that Java know it below, know it, I mean in the top, or before the showing or using it, make sure that Java know it. Now let's see another data type. Let's talk about double. So double, and let's give it for a variable name. Let's give it, for example, number 2, or yeah, number 2 equal, and let's give it, for example, 20.0. So here we are always like respecting the typing of a variable. We said we can use number, but we can't use like special character. If I think, yeah, the first or the only special character that allowed is the underscore. So you can start with an underscore or finish with an underscore, it's normal, it's okay. And also I told you like we can put like numbers in our variable, I mean like we can put number in first or first thing in our variable. So we can start with a number, but we can finish with a number. So basically here double, so here we have int 20 and double 20.0. In terms like of mathematics, the both variable are equal. So but they are not in the like same type in the eyes of Java, because this is an integer and this one is a double. So basically what double mean, it's every number that has like a floating decimal part. So in this number 2 we have this dot 0, even if it's like 20 and we know it's 20, but here like the type it's changed to double. So now if we want to put just like a number without any decimal floating numbers, we put it as an integer. If there is like a decimal floating number, we put double. So now let's type this number 2, this double. So number 2, run again, and we will found like 20.0 as an output. Here it is. We have another data type called boolean. So this boolean like he have like just two state, even he is true or false. So let's name also like the variable state and equal true, for example. So as I told you, this boolean is either equal 1 or 0. This means either it's true or false. So now if we type here state, here we will like give us true. If we try like to see here true, to type here for example another thing, and like beside true or false, we will program will show us an error. Another data type called char. So char, for example, let's name it C equal, and we put it between single bracket or single quotation mark. And here in the single quotation mark we type just one character. So it could be a letter or it could be also a number. Here because I put like two type, the 2 and the 0, that's why he gave me here an error, because I this like this variable, it has a type of char, that means just one character. So let's put just 2. So here you can told me that this 2 it's a number and it's not a char. So for example here if I put in this hello world 2, and here in the C which has data type char a 2. So what's the difference between this variable and this variable? So the difference is that with this variable I can, for example, add another variable or subtract another variable, or do basically some math calculation with the hello world variable. But in this variable, see in here, this 2, it like Java consider this 2, it's not a variable, but it's a string or it's a typing, for example. So we cannot do some math with this variable in here. So basically that's what like the difference between those two. So yeah, and remember here we put just one character. If we type it here also, it will show us this U that or Y that we just type in here. So it will show us here in the output. See, it's in here. And our other like variable data type is string, and make sure that the S is in capital. So string, for example, I will name it str, it's string also, and now we put like string between two quotation mark, and here we will type this time like or whatever we want in character. It's like, for example, you can consider it like as a table or an array of char, because we can type whatever we want in here, even if a letter, number, like a variable or special character. So let's type, for example, the name of our YouTube channel, or yeah, the name of this tutorial of, so here and here let's type it str. So now let's if we run it, we will find like this str, this yes web. So here make sure char it's just one quotation, and here with string it's two quotation, and s with like it starts with capital. And another thing before ending this video, maybe you will consider it like or you will see it, all those four data type like we see here, data type are like in color, and this string it's not in color. So basically because those four they name primitive data type, so primitive data type, and the string it's not primitive or non-primitive, so I will just know primitive data type. So don't worry, I will explain that like more and in details in the other video, but just like make or keep in mind that primitive data type like they can change, but non-primitive data type like they can change. So here I will type like variable and data type. So this first video we talk about like getting started, downloading the editor, and we start with variable and data type. Why I put like those in in comment, because and at the end I will like push all this code that we will use in this tutorial to my repository in GitHub, so that you can see it and download it if you want. So I think this is all for this video. See you next.